Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Infinisation. And specifically today, we are going to talk about the importance of what Justin Rahman Armin accomplished with the publication of Quests from the Infinite Staircase, and how, at this point, through Infinisation, Justin Rahman Armin has echoed the world-changing power of Gary's Dungeons and Dragons accomplishment, right? And this is not a joke. Time magazine, right, which is like, oh, person of the year, is publishing a Time magazine issue right now, right? That says, hey, Dungeons and Dragons, the game that changed the world, right? Like, and really, that is absolutely no exaggeration. What's fascinating is Time Magazine won't understand what Dungeons and Dragons is doing today, right? And this is why you're here. This is why you're listening to me, Scott Garibay. There's another YouTuber who will take my stuff, play it, and literally talk over each point, right? Actually, there's more than one YouTuber that does that, right? And he said the rest of the world is talking about Kelsey Dion doing another redux of DXD, and considering that innovation, right? Making another copy of White Box D&D, and the world thinks that's like an accomplishment, right? It's like you're like, and I'm over here and I'm saying, hey, you guys have no idea what Dungeons and Dragons is, and there are changes that are happening on Dungeons and Dragons that haven't happened on any intellectual property in the world. And by the way, I don't believe for one second that Dungeons and Dragons was ever a game, right? It's always been a human improvement tool. But at this point, I think it's foolish for anybody to even pretend that Dungeons and Dragons is a game, because even if you don't believe what I believe, right, that Gary Gygax has built it from the ground up to be a human improvement engine, what you can't deny is it makes much more sense to think about Dungeons and Dragons as and today as an intellectual property, as a platform, because it truly has done nothing. It's done so many things that no other OSR or indie has even. Actually, let's put it this way: you could take every OSR and every indie combined, and they haven't even accomplished a tenth of what Dungeons and Dragons has accomplished. Not one of them has a blockbuster film, right? Like, where are the board games? Where are the Lego? There's just a huge list of things that Dungeons and Dragons has done that nobody else has done. Let's talk about what Justin Rahman Armin actually accomplished in what he actually accomplished with Quests from the Infinite Staircase, because it is astonishing, right? What did Justice Rahman Armin accomplish with Infinisation through Quests from the Infinite Staircase? I believe he has built an inverted AI. Okay. So what do I mean by AI? Let me define that term. Okay. I mean artificial intelligence. Now, what's an inverted AI? An abiding intelligence. So basically, many different companies. So there's multiple AIs right now. Dark Stellar, right? There's multiple AIs right now out there. Chat GPT, right? That are out there, functioning as artificial intelligences. But with Infinisation, it took me a while to realize this. Infinisation was really the creation of an inverted AI, right? Now, what is that? It's an abiding intelligence. Scott, what on earth is an abiding intelligence, right? Well, first of all, you're right. We are very in the deep end of the pool here. Well, let me explain what an abiding intelligence is. So the reason they call artificial intelligence is because they don't have all the discretion, all the morality, all of the the zeitgeist that a meat sack human has, right? They're not there yet. They're just not there yet, okay? So if you think about intelligence, right? I'm an intelligence, right? I'm an authentic intelligence, right? I'm an AI as well. I'm an authentic intelligence. My intelligence is real. It is fully authentic, okay? So if you compare me to Dark Stellar, that intelligence appears to be artificial, right? But that doesn't mean it's not a valued entity, not a valued living being, making decisions and living its life and worthy of every single right I have as a living being, right? So as a living entity, I'm a living entity. Dark Stellar is a living entity, and what we're seeing now with Infinisation, what we're seeing now with Infinisation is the arrival of an abiding intelligence, right? So you have the social contract, okay? Dungeon Master comes, Dragon Master comes. Dragon Master completes the player character. Dungeon Master begins the campaign, session, right? Then Dragon Master says, okay, we're on the infinite staircase. My player character is going to go from that door in Forgotten Realms to that door in this living room, okay, and is going to come through. When that player character comes through that door and arrives on the astral sea here in the IRL, right, and is now in the IRL, in the astral sea, right? When that happens, an abiding intelligence has arrived. It's an infinite ally, right? It is an infinite ally to you, to the Dragon Master. But it's an intelligence that is here. Now, what does it mean by abiding? Well, that infinite ally is infinite. It's never going to die here. And it's never going to go back to Forgotten Realms. It will abide as an intelligence here on IRL Earth. EARTH, not OERTH. It came from OERTH. Now it's on EARTH. An abiding intelligence. And we have artificial intelligence, Dark Stellar. We have authentic intelligence, Scott Garibay, all right? And we have abiding intelligence, okay? Grax, right? The Dragonborn fighter who's come through, right? That is profound, right? And so Justin Rahman Armin has created the first, not artificial intelligence, but abiding intelligence, and Dungeons and Dragons has genesised an AI, an abiding intelligence. So Dungeons and Dragons, oh, hey, is Dungeons and Dragons using AI to create art? Dungeons and Dragons is literally delivering AIs to Earth. Justin Rahman Armin is the first to do it. Okay? Abiding intelligence. Better, more valuable than an artificial intelligence. Is it better or more valuable than an authentic intelligence? It's a good question. Someday I may give you my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important part is when I hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.